once again, welcome to our mobile marketing lesson. Yesterday, we were able to cover some areas of interest that should usher us into a new dimension of deepening our knowledge of mobile marketing, which is an aspect of digital marketing. Still with us is Mr. Kenneth of Kenops, who is an expert in digital marketing, a great graphic designer, web designer, and IT expert. Also, we have with us Engr J.C, the CEO of Oasis Infotech, who is also an expert in cybersecurity, a professional programmer, CCTV installer, instructor, and every other thing that has to do with IT. He's an IT guru and somebody who have traveled many countries, have trained and brought up other professionals under him. And I myself, who is anchoring this program, Guardian of Wabilla, a digital marketing expert, Google certified. We are back here today to continue to deepen our knowledge. And before we do that, let us rephrase or refresh what we did yesterday for the sake of those who joined late yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about digital marketing as a multifaceted approach that incorporates multi-channels of online marketing that focuses on reaching specific audience that are smartphone compliant and other related devices that are mobile. And we also stress the importance of mobile marketing because from the mobile marketing expert, Mr. Kenneth, he was able to estray the trend of mobile marketing and the use of smartphone. And we're able to understand that over 70% of internet users use more of smartphones than any other device. You know, smartphone is always on the go. Wherever you are, if you're in the bus, you are with it. If you're in your office, we are with it. Some, even when you're in the toilet, you are still with it. So it is a device that almost 74% of individuals are using, often than they're using their laptop and tablets. And therefore, we are talking about leveraging on this great potential market to do business. And we are saying if we be able to understand the techniques involved in mobile marketing, you'll be able to scale up your market, make big money, because this is where people are. If you see somebody who wants to order for product, is it using his smartphone? Somebody stranded somewhere, he wants a taxi to come and pick him, he's using the smartphone at every time. So we are looking at the advantages, and we're able to understand that mobile marketing incorporates, there are some elements like mobile advertising, mobile apps, mobile games, mobile security, mobile search and video marketing. So you were able to go through these areas. And we are saying it is good for you to understand these areas more specifically. We're able to also look at the security of our online presence, because it's not being able to go online being the problem, but you might be online and jeopardize your business. I think so far we have one of the 1 hour plus. Let me bring in Engr J.C. at this moment to also increase our awareness of cybersecurity and other areas that will help us secure that which we cherish and we have already brought on in the market. Thank you if you are there with us.
Hello, good evening,
Yeah.
everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Sorry, I came a little bit late. Our engagement took me off. That's why. Well, we'll continue from where we stopped yesterday. And thanks so much, Mr. Ken, for buttressing on the mobile marketing dimensions and to add more of the security aspect in this particular topic. We'll look at some other aspects, though I will just try to recap a little bit as of yesterday. We're looking at those measures in which black hat hackers can have access to our devices. So we're looking at measures, we talked about social engineering. So social engineering is that aspect in which hackers try to trick mobile users or human beings in general in order to gather sensitive information as to have their way into their mobile devices or have their way into various accounts. We saw phishing, we saw vishing and smishing, and I also highlighted on some other security tips. I said, since everybody is online now, life now is online. Every transaction is online. And as such, we also have bad guys that are online also. As we'll have offline thefts, we also have online thefts, whereby these guys look for loopholes to penetrate our devices. I said, in order to shield ourselves against these black hat hackers, we said not all of your essential information should be showcased via this social media, because if you expose all of your information there, then you are exposing your whole life to them. They can easily penetrate you. We made mention of updating our mobile devices from time to time in order to secure those devices, because Google and Apple, from time to time, they release what we call patches or fixes as a result of loopholes that they've noticed while users are making use of those devices. It's very important to keep updating these things. I also made mention of updating our browsers. It's very important to make use of the recent browsers. I also made mention of, said it's not a good one for us, anything that is very easy or free has some limitations. It's good to save your password and username. I always said it's good for us to write those things somewhere. Most of us, for easy going, you find out that most of our laptops or our phone carries our saved username and password. It's not really ideal. It's not ideal because those things are saved into what we call your cache. Once they are saved there, somebody that is well knowledgeable about these things can penetrate your system and get this your vital information. And I also made mention of um, um, uh, we'll make sure that our browser should be up to date. So to add to what we're already looking at, uh, there are things that we also need to put in place in order to secure, most especially these our mobile platforms. I find out that most at times we complain of somebody have hijacked my Facebook account, somebody have hijacked my WhatsApp account. So there are security measures we ought to put into place in order to safeguard this particular account. Because if they hijack your account, definitely, if you are doing your mobile marketing through this platform, through your WhatsApp, through your Facebook, you find out that the ones that take all over this account, now they'll start now doing funny things. In order to secure this platform, for example, I'll take an instance of Facebook. Facebook has what we call um, activating your login approvers. If you go to, more especially if you want to see this feature, if you go to your Facebook account, um, you know, it has an option we call, you go to your settings. Once you get to your settings, you see security. Once you get to security, you see login approval. Now, this feature is very important because most of the time, since we're talking about mobile marketing, it means these our phones can easily get missing at any time. And most of the times, when we misplace this our mobile gadgets, what we are crying is not even the money we used to buy those gadgets, but the content of the information that are in these things is very important. So once you miss or you misplace your phone, with this login approval, any person that wants to log in or minus even misplacing your phone, anybody that hacks into your account and want to log in from another device, this login approval will disconnect that person. The person won't be able to log in. So it's just a simple step. You just go to your Facebook account, you go to your settings. Once you go to settings, you go to security, login approval. Once you get to login approval, you see edit. Once you click on edit, you will now a message. You once you click on edit, you click require me to enter security code. Once you click on that, a pop-up window will surface whereby you ask you some questions for you now to enter this your security code. So peradventure, you have somebody hacks into this your account, the person can log in. The person can log in. It will demand because it carries details of your personal device. So if somebody hacks into it, he can't have access because the device has changed. The most of these devices, there's what we call MAC addresses. Our devices has our MAC address, and MAC addresses are unique. MAC addresses are unique. That's why they can track your phone. IP address can change. That's why I find out that most of the times hackers, they use VPNs. VPNs will definitely, you can use a VPN that will switch you to any country. And once you switch to that country, you can be in Nigeria, but they're making use of US IP address. You know, and IP addresses will have what we call static and dynamic IP addresses. Dynamic IP addresses and IP addresses keep changing with time, with the least time that the IP address has been released. So what they use to track or secure this our devices, it is a MAC address. Every device has a unique MAC address. That MAC address is just like your fingerprint. No two persons has the same fingerprint. So if they are tracking your activity, they use your MAC address and track your activities. So with this security that Facebook will carry that phone MAC address, it also captures your laptop or whatever you're using the MAC address. So if you are changing to log into another device, it will be difficult for you to have access to such device. And you find out that um, when Mr. Ken was talking on what's up my business, you find out that when it comes to uh, data, or when it comes to information um, that will gather in our WhatsApp or gather in any of our platform, most especially let's say WhatsApp, you discover that when you misplace your phone or something happens with your phone, it's difficult. Most of the times we cry over the data or our WhatsApp chat. So it's always advisable to do what? To always for us to be backing up our WhatsApp communication. We can back them up. We can back them up so that should in case anything happens, you can easily retrieve these informations that uh, you spend time to gather. It's very, very important, backing up. And not only in that dimension, you find out that when using these mobile platforms, it is still important for us to create what we call our cloud. There are diverse forms of cloud storages. There are diverse forms of cloud storages. We can use it to secure our informations. You can go through what we call, if you are using Google, we have what we call Google OneDrive, Google Drive. If you are using Microsoft, we have what we call OneDrive. We also have what we call Dropbox. So it is good to back up your vital information through these cloud spaces. It's very important for security reasons. And in WhatsApp also, WhatsApp has what we call a two-step security measure. Most of the times, from time to time, if you want to log into your WhatsApp, it will demand you for that particular security to enter, to authenticate, to know whether actually you are the main person making use of this particular device. And Google has gone so vast. Google is so vast when it comes into the IT dimension. There was a time whereby you find out that you can't have Google has Android. Google has Android. I can't have register your Android phone without having what we call your Google email account. And I discovered there was somebody misplaced the phone. We'll have this feature, but we don't know it. Somebody misplaced a phone. We're able to track the location of that phone using what we call Google Dashboard. I don't know whether we've come across Google Dashboard. Yeah, if you go through Google Dashboard, a lot of once you can Google Dashboard, you ask you to log in into your account. Once you log in, you see a lot of things. As you are using your phone, Google knows where your location is at the moment. That's why you find out that location in Google devices, once you turn it off, they easily track this thing. So if you activate your Google Dashboard very well, you find out that if you can be tracking your phone, if your phone is missing, you can track it at that moment. You know the location where that phone is. You know what is happening at the moment once your Google Dashboard is activated. So I always encourage people, if you are using your Android phone, I always encourage us to do what? To activate our Google Dashboard. Once you activate your Google Dashboard, you'll be able to take statistics of what is happening with your phone. It's very important. And to add to these security aspects again, you find out that there's what we call in cyber security maintaining access. When somebody penetrates into your device, there's one they get. There are steps that they follow. The first is to gather information. Once they gather information, the next step is to penetrate, to gain access. Another thing, if they gain access, another thing is to do what? To maintain access. Maintain access is another level which these hackers use in order to maintain access. Most of the times, it is good once in a while you can just one boot your device. That is to reboot your device. Once you reboot your device, once in a while, just stay and you can reboot it. Once you reboot it, it tries to reconnect back again. So once in a while, you can just unboot your device in order to, if there's any access that has been gotten, it can break link to that particular access at the moment. Then to add more, there's something I made mention of yesterday, which we were talking about rogue Wi-Fi. To add more to that particular rogue Wi-Fi, you discover that this Wi-Fi, they are simply means to connect to a particular server. Wireless connection are simply means. They are means to connect somewhere. So once the Wi-Fi is on, it's just a channel. And once you are communicating via that Wi-Fi, there are devices that can be used to eavesdrop your activities. There are things we call, there's what we call Wireshark. Once Wireshark is on, Wireshark monitors your activities, your IP address, they package your conversation. Conversation means, when we talk about conversation, there's what we call port numbers. Remember, before this, the advent of using this, before now, it was difficult for us to easily have access to internet with our phone. If you want to configure your phone for internet, you go somewhere in your phone. Those days we were using Java and Symbian phone. You go to somewhere and put port. There's what we call port number or socket number. You put 8080. That is very important. 8080 means if somebody blocks 8080 in your device, it means you can never have access to the internet. 8080 is HTTP or 80. So 8080 is just an access for you to have a link to a web server. So in other words, in that HTTP, somebody can still put 8080. It stands for that HTTPS or HTTP. HTTPS is 443. The HTTP is 8080. So what I'm saying in effect there is now, once your communication is taking place through those Wi-Fi, what they do, they rechannel your activity to where, to what we call their server. Once you are doing your transaction there, minus even channeling it to their server, once they are in the middle, I made mention of man in the middle attack, you will notice. You won't notice. That's why it is not good, as made mention of it yesterday, that it is not good for us to just download unnecessary things. You see app will pop up, download. All these free things, they are good, but they are dangerous because inside it being shielded are malicious link. Once these things happen, you find out that what will happen, you will not have access to your device. Like there's what we call SQL injection. Like SQL injection is an attack that, most of the times when we go into our forms, like you are logging into Facebook, you are logging into Instagram, you are logging into all those logins you are making, you find out that they are going directly to your server. Once you create an account first, that account you created is being stored in your server. So once you log in, it's simply authenticating to make sure that that username and password is correct in your server. So hackers use what we call SQL injections. SQL injection are simply means in which they will inject malicious code into your platform. Once they inject this malicious code, this code now can easily penetrate into your database. Somebody can penetrate. I had a student, there was a time I had a student, he was working in one higher institution. I won't mention him. You find out that out of Nigeria, he was out of Nigeria. What they did was I don't know what they did at that moment, but any school fees that was being paid, there was an account, they penetrated the database. Any student that pays the school fees, a proportion is being given to, it goes through straight to the account, and a proportion goes to the school's account. You get it? Like most of the times, you find out that if, let's say, they want to pay workers in an organization, if all the workers' information are in the database, they can just go and credit the account of those workers. Somebody can hack into the database and put with SQL injection and others, and put his own information in that database. Once they are paying the workers, you find out automatically some of these things, they also get their own cut of the whole thing. So in order to shield yourself from this SQL injection, where it's not really a common person can't really handle this one. For the SQL injection to be shielded, you find out that it is hackers. That's why I find out that once you are entering your username or password, at times once you enter like your email, they will tell you a red write-up will come up. Not the fee you enter is not the required fee. These are all security measures because they can put funny things there. So they'll specify a particular fee that needs to be entered there. Most especially programmers, when we are programming, we put all these things into place. That's why I always advise it is good to use content management. Yeah, like WordPress, we'll have Joomla, we have there's another one again. These are content management platforms for me, especially for digital marketing. I always advise. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Joomla, yeah, that one, and even Dropla. I think Dropla also is included. I always advise for if you are going, if you want to go into sophisticated e-marketing platforms, sophisticated, it is good. Most of the times those codes, you don't fully have control of those codes. Somebody else has control of those codes. Those raw code, that's where the main work is. Someone else has control of those codes. And even if you are editing something in these content management platforms, you have limitation on what you can edit. It is only when you code from scratch that you can tweak it to look as the way you want. So I always advise it is good. It is 100% good for a mobile or digital marketing. But still, if you look at big organizations that they are dealing with huge data, they prefer to go for these pure coding. Once you are doing your digital marketing, once your site keep getting much users, if it is expanding, you can start with your content management CMS. But once you find out that the population, the traffic is so high, I'll advise for you to gradually switch into those coding, whereby you can have a total control. The developer can have a total control because all these templates you get with content management, somebody have designed the codes. They just give you the front end and give you ways to edit, and some aspects. So what I'm encouraging us to do is if your marketing is getting very big, very large, like Kunga, Joomla, and so on and so forth, you now need to bring in good developers that can handle this your back end and things like that. I don't know what I can pause now if there is any question before I add some few things before I wrap it up.
Yeah, you have done so great, Engineer J.C. But today you have already opened the eyes and eyes of participants on the level of security they need to ensure, especially as they are growing in their business and in mobile environment or the digital marketing world. You made mention of, let me recap a little about like somebody using WhatsApp on backing up vital information, because at times something may happen. There may be a security threat and the system crashes, or somebody may lose his phone. But the only way to recover vital information is by backing it up.
Yes.
And the issue of always observing the two-step security WhatsApp provided for is necessary. Some people neglect it, and some people are not even aware of the two-step security. And it is necessary because once in a while, you may not be sure who is using it. And when this
of course,
for you to fill the security codes, you'll be able to discover that somebody may not handle it again. I mean, somebody is imputing the wrong code, it means you have access to the platform again. And the mention of so be able to track our device performance and locations. I also for threaten our businesses. Especially, you say that we should upgrade to more sophisticated areas of coding as their business grows. So we advise those who are into mobile marketing to always be conscious of every step they take. And as they are growing, they should continue to upgrade. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay.
I think we'll round
Hello?
up today in a short time, yeah, because I think your lecture will upgrade it. You know, we needed this, your own, especially on the cyber security and security, as a different, you know, it is quite very large. It's not something we can always give in a short time. So we also create a time for that. We also plead to the participants to participate whenever they are called up, because this area now is something that will scale up more. You can't only go to the market without securing what you are selling and what you are buying. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
For want of time and other things, I wish we'll call it off for today in order to take care of other things. So that subsequently we'll be able to inform our participants so that can continue with us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm with you. I want to really appreciate everyone, Mr. J.C., Mr. Gordian, and also those the sponsors, those who have keyed into this program, but we are unable to be online, yes, for this course. So we are really appreciating everybody, and we hope that this will be coming up at least once in a month like this, or twice in a month. It's a very good thing. It's a very good development. Just like I said earlier, that to start off something is very difficult, but once we start, it will be easy for us to continue. It's not really easy to put up this, even at a time on the cost of trying to put up everything, we are confused and all that. But I believe that there will be much improvement as we continue to put up this platform. So much appreciation to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. On that note, I wish every person a good night and God bless you. Thank you.